Hi everybody, welcome to Marla's message. Today's message is forgiveness. So it's a very touchy subject, very powerful subject, but something well worth talking about. So I just wanted to touch on this topic because it's an important part for life, for progression and to move forward. Forgiveness is something, it applies to every one of us. None of us get away with not having forgiveness somehow affect our life. You know, it's required of all of us. And it's something that is, it's for us. It's specifically for us. So it doesn't change our past, but it does pave a better future. You know what I mean? If you can find it in your heart to forgive people. And that's very powerful if you can do that. And you can do that. Like everybody has the power to forgive. It's just a mindset. Can you do it? You know, I've hurt a lot of people, and a lot of people have hurt me. We've all been through life and experiences where when you hang on to that anger, when somebody hurts you and you hang on to that anger, you poison yourself. So I wanted to tell you a brief little story about a dear friend of mine that I had years ago. And I was a nurse aide, and that's my baby buddy. He's protecting the house. Anyway, I was a nurse aide, and he's very brave. Good job, buddy. Anyway, I met a cute little patient, and he would always talk to me, and you can get a lot of wisdom, you know. Another thing, if you need to go to a nursing home and talk to these people, they have great stories. But anyway, he sat me down one day and he said, Marla, I just need to tell you this story. And he said, and he was pretty old. So he sat me down and he told me, he says many, many years ago, I have a daughter and she's passed away now. But back during this time, she was married to a bad guy, and he killed her. And he goes, I spent my whole life so angry at this guy because he killed my daughter. And it was the daughter's husband. I believe that they were into drugs, and so it was kind of a drug kill or something. I didn't get the full detail. But anyway, he said, I packed that around with me forever. He said, I hated this man my whole life. All I could think about was, I hate this man. He took my daughter. And he said, I'm in a nursing home now. And he said, what I come to realize many years later is he goes, I want you to know this too. And I want you to always remember it. That I wasted a lot of time. He said, I'm serious. I wasted a lot of time hating this man for something I couldn't change, you know, because he couldn't change the fact, he couldn't change anything about his daughter. His daughter was gone, and I'm sure it broke his heart, and this man was walking free or alive, and he said, I held in all this hate for this man, and he said, it ruins my life, it ruins my relationships. I was miserable for years until one day, I realized I didn't want to be this way anymore. And he said, I found it in my heart to forgive this man. And he said, I forgave this man. And once I forgave this man, he said, peace came over him. And his message was, you know, to give this message to as many people as possible. Don't hang on to that anger. That anger poisons you. He lost half of his life for the hatred he had for this man. And this man was, you know, he just went around wild. He didn't know that the little old man, you know, the father of the woman that he killed was, you know, he probably didn't give it a second thought. He didn't care, you know, but this little guy wasted his life for the hatred of this man, and it didn't do it. But he said the minute that he let go and forgave him, and he did that with the power of Christ. You know, he had to turn to his higher power, which his was Christ. And he he forgave this guy, and he wanted that message. And that's always been such a powerful message to me, like, whoa. And as I go through life and people have done mean things to me, like pretty crazy things, I've had a pretty crazy life, but I've forgiven these people, and it does bring me peace, because it lets go of the chains that bind you. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So if you can find it, if you're having problems with, having anger and resentment for whoever's hurt you or whatever's happened in your life, because we all have all this tragedy and horrible events happening, and we've hurt people too, and we know that some of the things that we have done, like, we want forgiveness too, like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I didn't know what I was doing, or I didn't mean that, or if I could take that back, I would, and please forgive me. Like, we want forgiveness, we really do, because some of the things that we've done, they weren't good things, or they weren't worth the pain that it caused. And so in order for us to be forgiven, we also have to forgive other people. And I mean, that's pretty much a universal law as well. If you want forgiveness, you're going to have to give forgiveness. But the forgiveness is for you, to set you free and to let you move forward so that you can have a happy, prosperous, successful life. Because that's what, there's also a story of a man that we all know, and his name is Christ, and he was crucified. And before he was crucified on the cross, he looked up to the Father and said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." He begged for forgiveness. He begged the Father to forgive them and all of us. He did it for all of us. He died for all of us. The power of forgiveness is so powerful. We let that anger sometimes just like, eat at our soul. And it destroys us on the inside, that unforgiving feeling. So if you're having trouble with forgiving somebody, turn to your higher power and say, look, how do I forgive these people? I need to be set free, because it's going to set you free. Don't drink the poison. Don't keep a hold of the poison and the rotten in you that you feel, and the anger and the hate, because it's your enemy or whoever you're mad at. Like, they don't care. As a matter of fact, some of them probably think good, but that's not good. It's not good. You know what I mean? Forgiveness is for you. It's for me. And I know this from experience. I've had to forgive a lot of people, and there's some pretty crazy things going on, but I just walked away. And I feel better. So my message is for that, today. Forgive. It'll give you power. It'll set you free. And I hope that you can find it in your heart, or, to forgive those that have hurt you and set yourself free, and go be happy and live your life and live the life of your dream, and, just forgive people, because it's a pretty crazy world, and we can do some really weird things, and, times are getting harder. So the sooner we forgive people that have wronged us, the better off we are. So try to do that. That's my message to you, and I hope that it helped you. Anyway, so thank you for listening, and I hope you got something out of it. I hope it touched somebody. So anyway, thank you for always tuning in and listening. If you want to share it, go ahead, share it. I also wrote about this in my book. If you haven't read my book and you want a copy, get a hold of me. I'll give you a free copy. There's some amazing stories in there of forgiveness, and maybe that will help somebody else, especially for a lot of you women. We all have something in common, some of us. So anyway, peace to you, love to you. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out. I'm going out like Batman. Today's Batman day. So anyway, thank you for listening. Stick around. I hope you get something out of these messages, and I will keep doing them And thank you for listening. And I love you. Wish you love, peace, and forgiveness. Forgive people. You're going to want forgiveness one day. We're all going to need forgiveness. It's for you. So forgive. Okay. Love you.